Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into powerful memoirs that shake you to your core, then today's video is for you. We're diving deep into I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy, a brutally honest, darkly humorous, and deeply moving memoir that took the world by storm. This book is not just a tell-all about Hollywood. It's a raw, emotional journey through childhood trauma, toxic parental control, and the road to self-discovery. If you've ever struggled with setting boundaries, healing from the past, or understanding how parental influence shapes us, Jennette's story will hit home. Stick around as we break down the book's biggest revelations, the heartbreaking moments, and the powerful lessons we can all take away. And hey, if you enjoy thought-provoking content like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below on what books you want us to cover next. Now, let's dive in. The weight of a mother's expectations. Imagine growing up with a mother who dictates every aspect of your life, from what you eat, to what you wear, to even the thoughts you're allowed to have. That was Jennette McCurdy's reality. From a young age, she was conditioned to believe that her worth was tied to her mother's happiness. Her mother, Deborah, was obsessed with making Jennette a star, living vicariously through her success. Acting was never Jennette's dream, it was her mom's. But like so many children desperate for approval, she went along with it, enduring grueling auditions, constant criticism, and the immense pressure of being the family's breadwinner. Deborah's control didn't stop at Jennette's career. It extended into the most personal aspects of her life: how she dressed, when she showered, even how much she weighed. Jennette's mother introduced her to calorie restriction when she was just 11 years old, leading to years of disordered eating and body dysmorphia. When you read this part of the book, you can't help but feel the suffocation Jennette experienced. The control, the manipulation, the guilt. It's a heartbreaking example of how a parent's unchecked desires can become a child's worst nightmare. The cost of fame. Now, let's talk about Hollywood. The world we all see as glamorous, but one that can be deeply exploitative, especially for child actors. Jennette landed her breakout role as Sam Puckett on iCarly, a Nickelodeon hit. To the outside world, she had everything: fame, money, and a role on a beloved show. But behind the scenes, she was miserable. She hated acting, she hated the pressure, and she was dealing with intense anxiety and self-doubt. Then there was the creator, a powerful figure in Nickelodeon who remains unnamed in the book, but is widely believed to be Dan Schneider. Jennette details how he fostered a toxic environment on set, offering her alcohol while she was underage and making uncomfortable demands. Nickelodeon later tried to silence her with a hush-money offer of $300,000, which she turned down. This section of the book is a harsh reminder of the dark underbelly of child stardom. Hollywood has a habit of using and discarding young actors, and Jennette's experience is just one of many examples. The breaking point and her mother's passing. As Jennette grew older, the cracks in her mother's control started to widen. She developed bulimia, battled severe anxiety, and entered into unhealthy relationships, all symptoms of deep emotional wounds she wasn't allowed to acknowledge. But everything changed when her mother passed away from cancer. You'd think this would bring relief, but for Jennette, it only brought more confusion. Grief, anger, and guilt all swirled together as she tried to process a life without the woman who had controlled her every move. And this is where the book's title, I'm Glad My Mom Died, makes sense. It's not about celebrating death. It's about recognizing that freedom sometimes comes at a painful cost. It's about realizing that healing can only begin when you stop pretending everything was okay. Healing and self-discovery. Jennette's journey to healing wasn't instant. It took therapy, self-reflection, and unlearning years of toxic conditioning. She had to rebuild her identity from scratch. Who was she without her mother's voice in her head? Who was she without acting? One of the most powerful moments in the book is when she realizes she can pursue what she actually loves: writing and directing. For the first time, she's not living for someone else's approval. She's living for herself. Her story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. No matter how deep the wounds, healing is possible. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is walk away from the people who were supposed to love you the most. I'm Glad My Mom Died is one of those books that stays with you long after you turn the last page. It's brutally honest, darkly funny, and deeply insightful. Jennette McCurdy's story is not just about surviving a toxic parent. It's about reclaiming your life and choosing your own happiness. So, what did you think of the book? If you've read it, what moments stood out to you the most? Drop a comment below, and let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more content like this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and most importantly, keep growing.